got. Okay, it's night time. Yeah, so I'm not a massive fan of the night maps, at least not most of the time. And that's purely because of how it affects how people play. People play completely differently when it's a night map. You know, people aren't really reckless at all. And to be fair, most decent players of Hunt aren't that reckless to begin with. People are pretty smart and not exposing themselves. But night maps, you can go through the whole game and no one does anything. You know, everyone kind of just sneaks around for the entire game. It's better when there's 2 bounties, to be fair, but when there's one and it's a night map, there's a good chance you're not going to hear anyone until that bounty has been collected. And I've even seen a few night rounds where someone collects the bounty and escapes, and no one's died yet. Everyone's just chilling in the darkness, too scared to do anything. Oh yeah, and if it wasn't obvious, I have raised up the brightness so you can actually see what's going on, because otherwise it is way too dark to see anything. Yeah, I think this guy should have killed me. I don't know, he must have been healing or something. Because I don't know how he didn't notice me. I find that fascinating, because I was standing around in this space for a while. One thing I do think about when it comes to night rounds, I do wonder how much it would affect the game if there was a choice. Personally, I feel like, yeah, if people were able to choose, the player base mostly would not pick night maps at all. I think there's a relatively small section of the player base that love night maps and, see it as hardcore mode and really enjoy it. But yeah, being completely honest, I don't think many people do. So you just have like 90% of the player base playing during the day, and then not enough people to even get a full round at night. Okay, so a bit of play-by-play. So first team murdered. All that looting's getting done. I don't even know if I found all 3 bodies, or if it was even just a team of 2. But I looted the guy I killed. Didn't have time to loot that guy before my teammates, took everything. But yeah, obviously, with how quiet night maps tend to be, it's pretty rare that a team's been murdered before they reach a bounty. So yeah, as you can imagine, another group turn up. Just in time. I would have hoped that we could have picked up the bounty and ditched before they turn up, but, who doesn't like an extra fight? Yeah, so I've had a couple of fights here before, and I have to say, it might be one of my least favorite compounds to fight at. I just find it pretty awkward to defend. Like, compared to a lot of compounds, there isn't a lot of wiggle room for the defending team. There are plenty of ways in for the attackers. But, for example, you have this giant fence with no real place to peek out of. So it becomes a, throw explosives, throw throwables, do your best. But you can see here, there is no special little window to peek out of. So the roof is my best bet, but even with the roof, it's not the biggest opening, you know? I'd almost say this is almost a dangerous place for me to be. And as you can tell, this guy's already seen me. I had plenty of time to make that shot, but I knew he had seen me, so I didn't really have enough time to make it perfect. Also, I can't even tell if I'm hitting the build. I assume I am. I'm assuming I was hitting the building that whole time. But it seemed like a pretty big opening. But you know, you don't always have the time to check. Like, I should be able to shoot through that slot. But it's hard to tell. Yeah, so that was golden timing for me. That couldn't have been more perfect, considering my situation and my position. Yeah. Oh, what a golden headshot. And just like that, what seemed like a pretty bad situation turns into a golden opportunity. But that last guy makes me nervous. That guy in the hood or whatever that was sniping me through the window. It makes me kind of uncomfortable at rushing that guy overconfidently. I've made that mistake so many times. Sometimes you think someone with you know, a long scope, you assume that at closer ranges, because it's a far zoom. So in my mind, that far zoom is going to make it pretty difficult for you to fight and kill someone at mid to close range. And that is the call to action. Because once I know they're not focusing on me, that's all I need. That's all I need, baby. And that's that. 2 teams and 2 bounties. So yeah, pretty successful clean sweep. And it was at night, which tends to fill me with dread half the time. But GG's. Like and subscribe, blah blah blah.